So, welcome to yet another session of LeadCorp Learning Commune. And today we are discussing OBTifying the meetings and trainings. A great challenge that a lot of organizations, a lot of managers, leaders, and trainers face is related to engagement. People get enrolled, people are there, people are present there physically. They come to the meeting, they come to the session, they come to the training, but then are they involved? Are they engaged in the session? Sometimes they are not. And that's one great challenge that organizations face, leaders face, facilitators face. So in today's session, we are discussing how we can increase and improve the engagement of the team, employees or trainees in meetings and trainings. And this is part of a series where we discuss all things organization, all things corporate, whatever is related to corporate, whatever is related to organization. We discuss what all problems can be solved with facilitation, training, learning and development, and even uh, vision value consultation. And for today's session, we have with us Khamarudheen, my dearest friend and the director of LeadCorp Training Solutions. He is an outbound trainer with 14 years experience in the training field. He has been delivering training programs for great corporate organizations, organizations and institutes in the public sector undertakings. And he's also a certified mountaineer. He completed his mountaineering from one of India's prestigious institutions, NIMAS. He's also been writing columns for the most popular newspaper and the most popular magazine related to finance in Kerala. So it's my privilege to welcome Khamarudheen to facilitate today's session. Just a few things about myself as well. I am Vineeth, also the director of LeadCorp Training Solution. I am into coaching. I help individuals and organizations find meaningful success, achieve meaningful success by discovering their values, their vision, and aligning with them, and building and following the system that is required, that is helpful to achieve the meaningful success. So that's about me. Now over to my dearest friend, Khamarudheen. Thank you all for joining. We hope to have a wonderful interactive session with you all people. Over to Khamarudheen. Thank you.
Thank you, Vineeth. Thank you so much. So, Vineeth introduced me as an outbound trainer. What is the difference between an outbound trainer and other trainers, right? That's a part of an experiential learning. Then, where the participants engage, as we discussed before, the participants engage in activities in outside their comfort zone. That's basically the outbound kind of training. So an outbound in general, outbound trainer brings the fun learning engagement of outdoors to the training hall, or we take the learnings to outdoors. The outbound trainers do the both through the engagements, activities, involvement, and in the outbound trainings we usually move from the comfort zones, and this is the outbound trainings in general. If we Google or if we search outbound training in YouTube, we get lots of games and activities only. We won't get much knowledge about. You can try after this workshop. Just search in YouTube about the outbound training. You get some games and activities only. So to learn games and activities, there are lots of platforms. Then you can't see a long videos or long such learning contents related to the outbound training. That's why I decided to do some continuous programs on this topic. So to teach the games and activities, we have another platform called Game Wizard. We conduct the games and activities through that online platform. But here we are discussing some knowledge part plus if you think about the outbound training, there will be the trekking, hiking, then climbing, rappelling, such kind of adventurous programs comes to our mind. So to conduct these kinds of programs, we need lots of facilities or such environment is needed. So in the usual training program, it's not possible to conduct such kind of hard adventure kind of outbound training program. But we can use the elements of outbound training in our normal training program, even in our normal meeting, or even in a morning daily stand-up meetings, we can bring the elements of the outbound training. So we are discussing about all these elements. What is outbound training? What are the general aspects of outbound training, and how to bring this to our meetings or in other trainings also we can bring the elements. So these are the discussions we are conducting today. Then after completing this, we can do the discussion. You can share your points, your experiences, and we can discuss some questions. So this is the framework of today's discussion. Can you think about your school time? What comes to your mind? Can you share it? What comes to your mind first if you think about the school time? You can type in the chat box, or you can share in audio or video. What comes to your mind if you think about your school time?
So studies certainly not. Okay, fun a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So like always very happy, and you're interacting with people, and then engaged in few classes and disengaged in few classes. Okay, so
Thank you for the sharing. Anybody? What about others? Manoj sir, what comes to your mind?
Something similar to what Chala sir said now. I think most of us have fond memories of school in terms of the fun that we had rather than what we learned. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the sharings. You can also type, others can type in the chat window also. So what is the actual purpose of schooling?
Learning, education.
Yeah, learning. Yeah. So whenever I even asked last month, I had a training program for teachers. Then I asked this same question. Everybody shared this kind of things. They skipped the classroom. They engaged in the outside, outdoors. They walked to the school. Lots of fun. Such elements they have to share. So the experiences or the engagement, that kind of experiences come to our mind when we think about the school. Okay, so sometimes we forget what we learn, but that memories about the engagement and experiences will be there forever. So the question is, how can we attach all these experiences with our learning? This is today's question: how to attach all these elements of experience with our training or our meeting or our learning platform. So this is the question. So this is the purpose of outbound training. In our office or in our training environment, people are different. Then their learning styles are different. Let me share the. Okay. This is the definition for outbound training. It's a form of experiential learning where participants engage in activities outside their comfort zone. Actually, the outbound trainers bring the adventure to training hall or the classroom. We take the classroom and the education to outdoor. This is happening in a training program. But in our office, the people are different. Their learning styles are different. And if we got the same experiences, the learning will be different. For example, everybody has went through the same experiences, but definitely the learning will be different. Or if we, even in our training programs, if we conduct an activity, if we create an experiences, or if we conduct a game, that's an activity. So through the activity, everybody gets different experiences, and everybody has to share different things. So what makes that difference? Because how they perceive that experiences, or what they learn, or what they think based on that experiences, that makes the difference. Okay. For example, if we give money to a person, then he didn't return. Or we lost some money. For example, everybody lost 10,000 rupees, and the feeling level will be different. Everybody will the different feelings, and learnings will be different. And sometimes if we lend some money to other person, he didn't give back, so some persons won't give it again. Some other people will repeat the same mistake. But the thing is, we are not learning from that mistake. So like that, in outbound training, the activity is there, activity, game, or experience is there in one part, and through that experiences, we process the experiences or debrief the experiences. We learn through that experiences, and we connect this to our real life. This is what happening in an experiential education or in an outbound training. So in our office or in our training setting, the people are different. Their learning styles are different. So usually we set same procedure for everybody. I'm not going to deep theories, but we can just discuss the David Kolb's learning styles. So some people are actively participating in, they want concrete experiences in to learn the new things, because they want to feel, they want actual experiences. Through actual experience or concrete experiences, the people learns. Okay, this is the one scenario. Then the second thing is through reflective observations, just watching the activities or just reflecting through that activity. Some people learn through this way. They are not actively participating. They might not be actively participating, but they have the reflection skill will be very high. Then the next type, abstract conceptualization. They are thinking and thinking based on the learning. And the last thing is active experimentation. They want to experiment by doing or trying what they learned, trying out what they have learned. So there are people are different types. So their learning styles are different. And if we conduct the training without any engagement, everybody can't learn. Only this area, this kind of people can learn. So in outbound training or experiential learning, we consider all kind of people. If we conduct some games or activities, some people won't be participating actively, but they will be in the other part. Most of the participants will be in this part, very actively participating in all the activities, but somebody will be just observing, or they are not actively participating in that learning process, that experience, but they might be observing or reflecting, but they are learning through such elements. So the people are different, the learning styles are different. So that's why in the experiential education, we consider every style of learners. So that's why we create the experiences, discussions, reflections, and we connect those experiences to their professional life or personal life. So this is what happening in the outbound training program. Normally, we are in the comfort zones. Comfort zone means in the webinars, whenever we conduct the online programs, most of the participants, everybody will be in comfort zone. For example, if you suggest to switch on the video, right now, most of the participants are really sitting in very comfort zone, because without switching on the video, they'll be sitting in the comfort zone. So if I suggest, if I compel everybody to switch on the video, then the comfort, they will move the comfort to the next step. That's called ground stage. Okay. I'll share one more slide related to this area. If we are doing anything, we are in comfort zone. So we feel safe. Then the surroundings are known and very familiar. We are very safe and secure, very comfortable, and we think very safe. Actually, that's not the safe zone, but we think that we are in the safe zone. And then everything is predictable. What happens next, everything is predictable. But if we move from the comfort zone, the next step is grown zone. Grown means, in this framework, this is called grown zone. Grown means if a teacher enters to the classroom and the teacher suggests the students to take the notebook, or to take the maths notebook, or open the page number this, and the students will start the groaning. Oh, want to open the book. Or the trainer suggests the participants to stand up. Then there will be the groaning sound. Or if we make some changes in the organization, we can hear the groaning sound. So whatever the change happens, whatever the engagement happens, or if we want to move from the comfort zone, there will be the groaning. So this is normal. Then in the groan zone, there will be familiarity will be very less, and sometimes it will be risky. In the outbound training program, we use lots of adventurous. Sometimes we use adventurous kinds of activity. Sometimes that may be the fire walk. They want to walk on the fire, or otherwise they want to climb the rock, or the climbing the artificial climbing wall, or they want to cross a river, or they want to build a raft and cross the water body, or we want to do a trekking or hiking, or some other kinds of adventure programs on related to the low rope courses, high rope courses. So we want to conduct such kind of adventurous programs. So risk will be there will be perceived risk, not actual risk. Perceived risk and actual risk means the difference between if we see the rappelling or climbing, we think that there are lots of risk in it, but we ensure the safety in the outbound training program. So that's called the perceived risk. And if we do that, for example, another example, if we conduct the fire walking, actually that's safe. In the scientific method, if you walk like that, we won't burn. If we implement that in a proper way, there is no possibility to burn. So there is a perceived risk in it. So if we overcome that perceived risk, we will reach the next step. Then in the groan zone, if we overcome the groan zone, for another example, if you wake up in the morning, oh, the groaning will be there. I want to wake up, I want to go to the office. The groaning will be there. So if we overcome that, only we reach to the office and do the work, and the growth will be there. Then even from the groan zone, there is a temptation to come back. So if you given an activity in a training hall, we suggested everybody to stand up and form a circle and do this activity and jump like that, jump like this. Then I completed the activity, everybody will go back and sit. So everybody has the temptation to move back. Then in the ground zone, there will be some challenges. And so this is called the next step, ground zone. So if we overcome, or if we gone through this step, the next step is the growth zone. So we completed, we overcome the comfort zone, we gone through the ground zone, then engaged in the activity, then the confidence will be there after. For example, if we do the bungee jump, there are lots of fear will be there. Or if we do the water body crossing, lots of fear will be there. As I said, the perceived fear will be there. If we cross, lots of confidence will be there. And we integrate our skills into that, and we can connect that learning to our real life. And we will be feeling the mastery, or we have the feeling of accomplishment and familiarity. So this is what happening in the outbound training programs. The participants go through these areas. I'll do another example. Can you tie your hands like this? Then check which hand on top. Mine is right hand. What is yours?
Left.
Yeah, then yours left hand. Some people left hand. Then do once again. The next time we want to do the opposite. If right now my right hand on top, left hand on top, then just to do the opposite. Yeah, that will be a bit difficult. Yeah. Okay, so first this is very comfortable. So I have given the new experience.
I always wonder why such a silly thing is so tough. It's like when you like perceived risk, there is a perceived easiness in it.
Yes,
but when you do it, it's like it does something to the brain.
Exactly. Then one more example I'll give. Can you hold the hand like this?
Yeah, like this. Yeah.
Okay. Then which thumb on top? Which finger on top? Right or left?
Mine is right. Mine is right.
Mine is right. Then Neeraj sir, which is yours?
Yeah, mine is left.
Yeah,
Right,
yours
right.
left. Mine is
I got
right.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Then do the opposite.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will not be able to put it properly, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
that's not that much comfortable. Still, don't feel the comfort. Then
Yeah.
there are lots of such simple examples which usually we do that. We are comfortable with that. If we change, there will be lots of discomfort.
Yeah.
So, yeah, another example: if you wear the pant or trousers, which leg you put first? Just think about that. The next day, tomorrow morning, just to try to do the opposite. That also will be a bit difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, the one more thing what we also talk about sometimes, a growth zone is like you generally brush your teeth with I brush my teeth with the right hand. Okay, all right.
Yes, yes.
Now tomorrow try brushing your teeth with left hand. Okay, you will have so much of trouble. Your brush will not reach at many places, right? Okay.
Yes,
But,
yes.
so this is a so you are getting it. So because right hand is wired in our brain, okay, all the time, right? If we
Yes,
need to
yes.
change this, we need to rewire the brain, okay? The brain always says, do it with your right hand. Do it with your right hand. I'm not comfortable with the left hand. Why are you doing it with the left hand?
Yes,
But you see that Three Idiots where that virus used to write with both the hands, right?
Yeah.
So I think now let me tell you, if you brush your teeth with the left hand for 1 week,
yes.
you will get better. You'll get 50% better. Okay.
Exactly.
I think, but we'll have to go through that discomfort in order to sort of learn something new, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you, sir, for the sharing. So that's another good example for that. So we think that's a very simple thing. Every daily routine, we have to do. Even that we have difficulty. If we do that, there is that much changes will happen. So this is what happening if we do the engagement. If we move from the comfort zone, this is what happening. So in the outbound kind of training programs, the trainers use outdoors. Okay, we know the specialty outdoors. We don't want to conduct the training. In Japan, there is one program called Forest Bath. That's a part of their public health program. The citizens can walk through the forests. There are some forests, safe forests, which people can enter. Then there people can walk and enjoy the nature, and they can listen to the voice of the birds, listen to the sound of river. They can feel the sunlight through the leaf, and they can sit there, relax. They don't want to do any exercise. So this is called forest bath. That's a part of their national health program. Through this program, people engage in nature. They are doing. They are not doing any adventurous things. So that creates some changes in our body, our mind, and our. So if we do the outbound training program, usually we get the positive things of nature. Like outdoors are open, right? There will be lots of curiosity element. If we go for a walk with the children, with our children, we can see the curiosity. Lots of elements of curious elements will be there, and there are lots of opportunity to explore. So the outdoors are always open and open to exploration and all, but the indoors are always closed, controlled, defensive and all. So we get that mentality if we go outside the comfort zone or outside the training part. This is what happening. So we want to bring all these elements into the training. That's what happening. General way of training, general way of outbound training. The outbound trainers use trekking. I learned mountaineering course as a part of this certification. So I did lots of trekking programs, hiking programs. As a part of my mountaineering course, we want to do the trekking more than 250 kilometers with the 15 kg weight in our shoulder. So that was a 1 month program. The basic mountaineering course is a 1-month program, and advanced mountaineering course another 1-month program. So we have to do lots of trekkings, and we have to climb the mountains. We have to cross the river. We have to climb on the glacier. So we have to do such adventurous programs. That's one part. And if we conduct some corporate companies, we include some programs like hiking, then trekking, sometimes blind trekking and such programs. And sometimes we conduct high rope courses, low rope courses, and sometimes we conduct the river crossing kind of program. For example, we give the bamboo pieces to the participants, and they want to build a raft. They want to cross the water body. So that's an activity. So through that activity, they go through some different experiences, and there will be lots of different experiences. The problems will be there, solution will be there, leadership will be there, lots of things will be, success, failure, everything they will face. Then they connect that to the learning. But the problem is, if we want to conduct such programs, we need lots of investment. Like we need such facility. We need such outdoor learning spaces. So always, if we can do such programs, that better. Then always, most of the times, we can't do such kind of hardcore programs. So in such situations, we can create some outdoor fun-filled games and activities as per the situation. So, for example, most of the programs we conduct nowadays, we conduct in resorts. So we can use the outdoors of resort and conduct some fun-filled or activity-based programs, and that's another thing. But still, such kind of programs also, we need investment, we need such facility, everything is there. But even we can use the elements of outbound training or outbound experiential education in our daily meeting. Usually, we conduct the meeting in a meeting hall, or inside our office. We can just take the team to the outside. If there is lawn, we can take them to the lawn, or even we can go to the parking area, or we can go to the terrace. That's a move from the comfort zone to the new area. So that's one change we can make. Then we can conduct a travel with the team, our team. That's another thing we can do, a team outing, or we can conduct some different kind of programs like a cook together, or some kind of low rope courses. To conduct the low rope kind of activities, we don't want much facility. Even in a parking ground, we can conduct such programs, and include some games and activities in our meetings, in our trainings, and some micro game. And so such kind of activities we can include in our daily program. Even in the morning daily stand-up meetings, usually one person will be leading the process. For example, this is a webinar. That's why I am leading this process. Means I am conducting the speech like presentation. So if it is an experiential program, everybody get importance, and everybody's experience will be valued. So suppose if we have 30 participants, the experience is if one person's age is 35, the average age of the participant is 30. Suppose the average age is 35. We have to consider the 35-year experience of 35 people. So 35 into 30, that much experience is there in front of us. So if you conduct a meeting, usually we talk from the experience of the manager or the team leader or the CEO. So if we use the experiential method, we can use everybody's experiences, everybody's thoughts, everybody's sharings. So if we give, for example, the last day we have given a target, then most probably there will be the morning meeting. Then usually what happens is we appreciate some person and we scold the other person, and that's what happening in usual meeting program. Instead of that, we can process or debrief that. Okay, so in the experiential education, that experience is happened, right? yesterday that experience is happened, then we can do the debriefing through that experience. Like first we can empathize their feelings. What happened means, what do you feel? Actually, they won't feel happy because they couldn't meet the targets. Definitely, they feel sad. So we want to empathize the feeling of the our team members, and then somebody will be happy. We can recognize the happiness, or we can appreciate that. So we can consider the feeling first. Then we can discuss what went well, what challenge, what did they do, what challenges they faced. Then how did they overcome those challenges? Somebody might have overcome those challenges, and how did they overcome that challenges? Then how did they face that challenges, or what are their skills they used, and what are the skills they want to improve? So they couldn't close a sale. Then I couldn't close a sale. Then I want to improve something. Then I can close the sale. So in the discussion, we can ask such kind of questions. So they will think about that. Instead of giving instruction, direction, commands, we can debrief and process through the experiential method. Then we can also ask what support you want to finish your task, such kind of questions. Then how these experiences benefit, and how can we use, how can we work tomorrow? How can we connect all these to tomorrow? Something like that. So we can, we need to learn, we can learn the method of processing, the method of debriefing through an experiential way. So we can utilize the experience of all the team members in our team. So this is what we can bring such elements in our training programs, in our meeting, or in our home. If there is any issue, we can use this method to process that. For example, the child did a mistake. Then definitely we scold. Most probably we'll scold the child. Instead of that, we can empathize the feeling of the child, because definitely the child will be very sad. He or she has committed that mistake. Then we want to empathize the feeling of the child. Then after that, we can ask what happened. We can ask. Then we can process in the future what we can do to avoid this kind of mistake. So in any area, we can do we can use the experiential method, not only in the training program. So for this kind of processing or debriefing, we don't want any expense. Okay. So all the areas we can use the elements of experiential education. We can use the element of outbound training. And one thing we have to ensure, we want to ensure the safety in our team, including the physical safety. Whatever the activity we conduct, we have to ensure the physical safety, emotional safety, intellectual safety, intellectual safety, and social safety we have to ensure. So this is the brief about, actually the outbound training is not about the big games or activities, not only about the adventures. This is about the small things, discussion, understanding, inclusion, and sharing and all. So we can discuss, you can share your thoughts. If you have any questions, we can discuss that. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Now, thank you, Khamarudheen, for the wonderful presentation on OBTifying the meetings and trainings. Like you rightly pointed out in the beginning, this is not just about setting up an outbound environment where you can do the adventurous activities and just playing a lot of games. Playing a lot of games, that is beautiful, that is good. But when it comes to training, it's not just about that. It's about what you discuss, how you talk about it after the games are played, after the activities are done. That is where learning happens.
Yeah,
And so now,
one more thing, even in Christmas celebration, Onam celebration, or whatever the celebration, we conduct lots of games, right? Lots of fun-filled games. Then that's the purpose is not learning. But in the outbound training also, we conduct lots of games and activities. But what differentiates that games and activities and these games and activities is, in the outbound training, we create we design the games and activities as per the objective. Plus, after the activity, we debrief, we explore the learning, or we explore the learning elements. We generate, we help the participants to think based on that experience, and we connect those experiences to their real life, their personal life or professional life. That makes, even if we conduct some activity or games, that won't be the Outbound Training. Okay, Vineeth.
And it's because of this confusion that we usually discuss this, and a lot of people who have got a lot of experience in training can relate with this. Some of our friends, some of our trainer friends, they call us and they ask us for some activity. Sir, I have a training tomorrow. Can you just tell me some activity? Suggest me some activity. But what is the training on? What is the objective? So it's just looked at as an activity, a game that you play for Christmas celebration or a college celebration or something. But what is the objective? And then that is where when you plan a training, you plan it based on the objective. You have the games and activities based on the objectives. Of course, there are energizers and other kind of activities which may not have a very clear objective, but other than to energize the team. But even then, you can align a lot of them with the objective. And the rightly done debrief then fully connects the experience with the learning. So now the floor is open for discussion. You people can share your thoughts, what you based on what you just understood from the presentation, and you can also share your experiences, your questions. Thank you.
So I don't have a particular question, but what I've seen that since I have expertise in OBT and I conduct these programs very regularly. So I think a few things which are very important. What I feel is energy.
Yes.
The energy of the facilitator actually sets everything. All right. Now, if you have a great energy, then you can handle big. I remember last month I did a program for about 80 people, and then I was alone, and I was with I even did not have a mic in my hand, and I was doing it with I was just shouting on top of my voice, but the energy was there, and people can get actually attracted to you with the energy. So I think that's something which you have to start with. So that really helps a lot. Number one, you will always have some people who are not engaged. Okay, so you will have few people who would always be a troublemaker, or they'll be in a different group or something. So rather than ignoring them, you should include them. Okay, so if you don't include them, then they will disengage more people. All right, so those people who are not there, you can just call them, ask for their name, and when you are doing an activity, slight focus on them, call them, talk to them. So I think that's also very important, that the people who are disengaged, by including them, it will help the group to do the activities well. Okay. And what I feel the most important part is the debrief. Yes. Now, activities can be done. Okay, there are so many activities which can be done. But if the activity, after the activity, the debrief is something which is so important, which will actually derive the points. So I definitely, when I do an activity, I always, before I go, I say, okay, this is an activity, and how I will debrief this activity. What happened in the activity, we should be able to tell the participants, okay, this is what you did. And when they do it themselves, they feel it, that okay, yes, they did this. Like you will, one of the activities was a back massage. Okay, we put people in a queue, ask them to back massage the person in front of you. Okay, and then you said, okay, back massage it softly, then a little medium intensity, then high intensity. So they do it a lot of high intensity, they do it. Okay. Now, then the second phase is we ask them to turn around. Then the person they were giving the back massage, now they're getting the back massage from them. And he gives them the same way he got it from them. Right? Okay. So we always give a message that, okay, what goes around comes around. All right. So, so it's very important to debrief it well so that you can actually connect it.
Yeah,
one last thing is that if we have time, sometimes we video record the activity and then we show it on the screen and people see it for themselves what they have done and derive the learnings from it.
Yeah.
So this is what I've seen in that even if in an OBT you do 2 activities, but if you do it well, okay, if you debrief it well, then the program is a success. That's what I see.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing. Definitely, we can see the energy level of the people. If we design the process properly, we can see the difference of energy level. For example, absolutely, if we conduct the proper icebreakers, then if you want to do some program which needs lots of involvement or lots of sharing, we conduct some de-inhibitizer kind of game to bring the participants. So if we go through the icebreaker, de-inhibitizer, then the main activity, then we can see the difference in the energy level. The vibe will be different. We can even if we send the videos to the team or the organizers, they will be surprised by seeing the energy level of their team members.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
thank you for the sharing. Sure. Yes, Vinnie. So
yeah, nothing to add, sir. Thank you so much for adding so much value from the long years of experience you have in the field.
Yeah. Then I think in one session we can focus more on debriefing and asking questions, or I think we can include such topic in our weekly sessions. That's very important. More than after the activity, the debriefing is very important, and we can do that as a separate training program session. I think.
Yes.
Sure. Sure. So we have more participants here. Manoj sir, would you like to add something, share something?
Then you can also type in the chat window the questions.
So I can share a personal experience. Like Neeraj Saab said, I was one of those backbenchers who would accumulate more people at the back end if the trainer is not good. So my training journey started from there, from being a backbencher and a pain for trainers to being a trainer myself. So I try to keep them as engaged as possible in my session. So I just wanted to share one incident from one of the trainings that we did. So any activity that you do, there was this gentleman who always used to resort to what do you call that? Under the table methods to win, right? So I told the business owner, keep an eye on this guy. He's going to give you grief. So he asked me, just based on your games, how are you telling that? So I said, there are many ways of participating in a game. And if somebody is inherently dishonest, and they bring it to the table, right? So I mean, I think that's one good thing about all this activity-based thing is it takes you back to your childhood and you are as uninhibited as possible. And that brings out your true self.
Like drinking.
So this guy was dishonest. He wanted to win at any cost. He will, if you tell them, do not drop your hand or change your hand, he will do it. And he will do it so quickly that the facilitator cannot watch it. But he does not, he was not paying attention to the fact that other people are also watching him and they rat on him, right? So a week later, they discovered that he stole some money and they had to sack him. And the business owner called me and told me, it was amazing that you could catch that this guy was this. He came with a lot of credentials. He was doing a good job as a manager and stuff like that. But that inherent streak of dishonesty came through in that game. So then he was telling me, maybe you should also use this as a tool for recruitment.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great sharing, sir.
Yes.
This my training journey started with this organization called ASAP, Additional Skill Acquisition Program,
Kerala
under the
government.
government of Kerala. Yeah. So years back when I went there for the induction training after selection, there was some online exam, then some oral exam with some online chat bot or something. Then there was an interview, and finally there was this induction training. Uh, and we didn't know that this induction training part could also be a selection and rejection process. And there was like two notorious guys the night we reached the night before the session started. There were like two notorious guys, and there was written no Malayalam in this place. This is the English arena or something. Uh, and these guys were like trying to make everybody speak in Malayalam. And the next morning when the training started, we realized these were the trainers. They were trying to catch us. who would fall for it and who would be like being more notorious with them. So they were actually the facilitators. So like you said, this can also be a selection process.
One of the other things what we do also is that, okay, so we tell, okay, if there are two groups competing with each other, at the start we say that you are one team, okay, all right, and then when one team wins, the other team bullies them, right? All right.
Yeah.
So they'll bully them. Now, when the session gets over, we said, okay, guys, we told you that you are one team. If one team has sort of done it first, it's the responsibility of that team to help the other team, right? So no, that since you are a part of the one team, right? So sometimes you have to derive these messages also that, okay, and so sometimes these messages also go very, very strongly with people, that what is the difference between a team and a group, okay?
Yeah.
So that's sometimes
that is really important, sir. And something that we usually do is and then what is helpful is setting the contract early on when the session starts. This has helped us with the most difficult of groups. Years ago, when we were working in education and we were conducting trainings in colleges, there was this like notorious college where we went for a training, and I mean, we heard about these things, but it was just a normal session for us. Nothing was notorious. And what helped us most was setting the contract in places like that, especially. So one of our contracts was no blame, no shame, no guilt. One of the first things that we set. And no right answer, no wrong answer. Everything, whatever it is, your response. And what happened was, like, when in between somebody is like making fun of somebody else for some so-called silly answer, or stupid answer in quotations, somebody else would just say, no blame, no shame. We don't have to remind them. It's like we have given them the shield. So a contract is a shield for themselves. Even we don't have to remind them, no blame, no shame. These students used to remind others, no blame, no shame, no guilt.
Setting up the contract. To add on to you, what you are saying, Vineeth, is that you also no judgment. Okay. You don't judge
very
people,
important,
right? So I think that's very important.
Then also sometimes in the activity based sessions, we put the contract. This is an activity based session, so involve and cooperate. So such as kind of contracts also we can include to ensure the participation. So if there is anything, we can give they can choose the challenge. We don't know about the physical condition or emotional condition of that participant. So we can give the challenge they can choose the challenge. So, so these contracts will definitely help the participant to actively participate and encourage the involvement. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's 9:25. So we'll just conclude the session. Pradeep, would you like to add something? I guess you just turned on the camera now.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know whether this point was already said. I think these sessions should be in a continuous process. Like should not be in a one day program or 2 day. It should be a long-term cyclic process. It should be repeated in a particular frequency. Else, in one of my experiences is that one day you may have heard about PP Vijayan sir. We attended the
Yeah.
training for 2 days. On the last day, they always most of them were saying, "Oh, again we have to go back to the office next day. The same office, same boss, same colleagues." And one person was saying, "Do submit that report tomorrow itself." So they have to be involved in a. I mean, they have to go through too many sessions. They have to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It should not
Yeah.
be stopped within a single session.
Yeah. Yes, very important. Training should not be, it's like because of a lot of constraints that usually organizations have, and because a lot of organizations don't prioritize training, they go after something else, which is the priority right now. There are some organizations that prioritize training with their time, their finance, with everything. So those who don't prioritize it, they have it like once in a year or so then it may not be as effective as it's when it's done frequently. Very important part. Thank you, Pradeep. So with that, we come to the end of today's session. But before we wind up, we just like to share a couple of things. So there are many avenues through which we try to add value to the fraternity, like Neeraj sir said early, and there are some paid programs, and there are a lot of free initiatives that we do, and some of the paid programs as well, we keep them at a very low price level so that it's affordable for a maximum number of people. There are like expensive programs as well. So Game Wizard is a franchise itself already. It is recently Khamarudheen just completed the 7th batch of Game Wizard. This happens every month on a monthly basis. We conduct it, and we have a lot of requests for the next batch. So the next batch will be run in just 1 or 2 weeks. We'll be updating the date on the group, and a recording of the previous session is also available for purchase. So this is a high value program where Khamarudheen will share with you 10 key games and activities for outbound trainings and other kind of trainings, and each of them will be explained in detail. And once those who attend the program will also get admission entry to the free group club membership to the Game Wizard Club, where you can discuss with him in the group how to conduct some activities, how to design activities. All discussions can be done related to games in the group, and this is a free program. So like I said before, I conduct coaching for individuals and organizations, group coachings and individual coaching. So if you have some confusion in career, life, or business, you need clarity, you want to get unstuck, you can book for a free coaching call. This is not a sales pitch call. This is a coaching call where we actually do the coaching process within the available time frame. And if you would like to continue, there is no pressure on you. If you want to continue, you can continue to the coaching package, but there is no pressure on you. You can just take what you get from the session, and I will also take my learning from the session, and we'll just shake hands and go back. That's it. So if you would like to attend a free coaching call, a free discovery call, like I said, it's not a sales pitch call. It's actually a coaching process. You can get in touch with me.
Sure. Vineeth, I just wanted to ask the game session which is taken by Khamarudheen. Every session, there are different 10 games, or the same games are taught in the sessions, or every session has some new games there?
Yeah, that's different games. I'll share the list of games. Then usually there are lots of trainers conducting lots of trainers training program on games and activity. But I do different games and activities, and I have a collection of games, more than hundreds of games. But I curated some games, some icebreakers, energizer, deal chasers, such kind of games, and I'm delivering
Okay, Khamarudheen, so do you talk about debrief also?
Yeah, yes, about the debriefing and designing the activities and all.
Sure. Okay. So including the activities which need props, what kind of props are required, and
yeah, sure. I'll give the details of props. Then I also given the PDF handbook of the games. And even if you want any, for example, this is a group session. I teach 10 activities. If you want more personalized sessions, we can do like a coaching, individual one-on-one coaching. For example, if you want to do a program on empathy, so you want a specific design a specific process on empathy, so we can set a one-on-one process and discuss the games and activities. So yeah, we have different options. So anyway, I will share the details of the games which I included in this workshop.
Okay.
So this one-on-one coaching for designing a session on one topic. Usually, a lot of trainers make use of it when they get sometimes topics like empathy, team building, collaboration, teamwork. All these things are more common, and empathy kind of topics like empathy are only getting common in our places. So usually people.
It's a very, very important topic. Empathy. A lot of people want empathy, and we talk a lot about what is the difference between sympathy and empathy. Okay, there's a fine line between sympathy and empathy, and we talk with examples and with an activity. Yeah. I understand that.
Okay. Then one more thing. What happens is recently we had a training program in one of the corporate companies. We conducted a team building program for a company. Means that there was 60 participants in that. After 6 months, the CEO called us again. They want, for the same team, we want to conduct another program. But in this time, there will be the directors from Germany, everybody will be participating in that program. So we want to conduct the process for the same team, same participants. But the challenge is we want to do the same program for same team, but we can't repeat any games or activities or any process in this process. So we designed another activity. So this is a challenge for trainers. If we repeat the same activity, we will be in the same comfort zone only. Because we want to update our training modules. So, thank you, sir. Okay, Vinnie.
Yeah. So. And so these are some of our projects that are on offering, and this one is a free coaching call, and this one is a paid program, and you can also avail the recording if you want to get the learning like immediately. The last program's recording is available for purchase, and this will be our next free webinar in the series, which is on building an organization with a great culture. How important it is to have a great culture in an organization, and how to build it, how to hire based on the culture, how to align people to the culture. What is the importance of having a great vision and great core values? Having clarity on the core values important.